I want to talk to Republicans today, and especially those who are running for political office and those who currently hold public office. I am seeing so many reports and stories of Republicans backing away or not showing up to defend the people of the state of Michigan. There seems to be this idea that to stand up to the tyranny and the leftists might alienate left leaning independents. And so a lot of these politicians and these candidates are pandering to the left. And this goes back to the Goldwater days. When Barry Goldwater lost the election for president, there was a lot of Republicans who said, oh, Barry Goldwater was too conservative. We have to take a much more moderate approach. And then along came Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was not a moderate. He was a conservative. In fact, he's known as the father of modern conservatism. And he won. And he also won those left-leaning independents. Why? Because he had a backbone, because he stood for something. It reminds me of what Winston Churchill said, you have enemies? Good. It means that you stood up for something at some point in your life. We have to stop being afraid of blowback. We have to stop pandering to the left. Because every time we do that, we lose those independents who lean conservative. And I'm here to tell you, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. There are more independents who lean conservative than there are those who lean to the left. And every time we pander, we lose. It's time to stand your ground. It's time to grow a backbone. If you don't have a backbone, borrow a little piece of one from somebody who does, and it'll be a lot more than what you had. It's time to push back against the leftists who want to destroy this country as it was founded and who want to shred our Constitution as it was written. As businesses across the state shut their doors for good, who will never be able to reopen because of idiocy, who is to blame? We, the people, are to blame for electing these people to office. And while they're there, the Republicans who refuse to stand up are also to blame. Ladies and gentlemen, take note. You need to show up on August 4th for our primary and make sure across the state that conservative candidates who get it get elected into office. And they will win in their general elections. It's happening across this country right now. Districts like in California and other states that have traditionally been blue are now turning red in special elections. Why? Because those candidates have a backbone. That's what the voters want. They want somebody who's going to actually represent them and not back down, that will stand for what's right and will never, ever yield to leftist policies. Ladies and gentlemen, this is so important. We have to remember that Donald Trump is our president, and Michigan needs to go Donald Trump in this next election. For those candidates who are thinking it's wise to distance themselves from our president, you're doing yourself a disservice and our president a disservice, but most importantly, the people of this state. We need to get him reelected, and if you want to keep winning elections, you need to stand your ground and grow a spine. It's time. And if you don't believe me, watch what happens in this next election. Ladies and gentlemen, take note of what's going on in your state. We have to take it back. If you're a small business owner, it's time to open your doors. You see, a little barber in Owasso right now is in the battle of his life. He's got one of the best legal teams right now fighting, but he's fighting the good fight. He opened his barber shop despite the governor's executive order, which, by the way, is not legally binding. And he's going to fight. Is he going to be alone? Are you going to put up with what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? That's the question. If you're a business, I urge you, open your doors and do it as a united front. And by all means, everybody, you've got to show up to vote. This is why voter turnout in primaries is so low. There's a lot of voters who think there's no difference between Republicans and Democrats, so why bother? Well, they're right in most cases. But there is a difference. True Republicans and conservatives across this country believe in you. They believe that your voice is what matters. They believe that you are the ones who are in charge, that the power rests with the people. Vote those people in. Take note. Until next time, I love you. We'll talk to you soon.